Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Highly Reactive. My name's Lee J. Over there, Stan, and we're doing Papa Roach Scars. Now, the reason we're doing this is because I haven't heard of it. Stan has, so he said, "Mate, I can't believe you haven't heard of Scars because it was one of their most popular songs." Now, obviously, Last Resort. I then listened to what they call Falling in Reverse doing Last Resort, and then it's just well, we're doing Scars. Don't have
So
much
now we
more to
move
add to
on to
that.
Scars. Yeah, Charlie J, mate, I couldn't have worded that better myself. But hey, we actually saw Papa Roach's recent thing, "Leave a Light On" with the lovely lady who I cannot remember the name of now. But yeah, absolutely
Carrie
fantastic.
Underwood.
So that's the word, Carrie Underwood. But it's good to revisit some of their old work. So I'm actually excited here because I know this song a long time. But before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, support to the original is hashtag Papa Roach down in the comments below. If at any point you enjoy myself and Lee J, 'cause we're weird, then like it, sub it, love it. Press play.
Shine. My weakness is that I care too much, and my scars remind me that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to fail. I'm drunk and I'm feeling down, and I just wanna be alone. I'm pissed 'cause you came around. Why don't you just go home? 'Cause I channeled all your pain, and I can't help you fix yourself. You're making me insane. All I can say.
I really actually like it, mate, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. When I saw that sort of scenery, I thought it was going to be a lot more hardcore, sort of like Last Resort. I feel like they brought it down ever so slightly on this one, and it's like beautiful lyrics. As usual, Papa Roach really did, and not like no pun intended, but they did really cut close, didn't they? They cut deep, and you're like, wow, man. Like you really felt what they were saying. You always felt like the attitude that he was putting into it and the passion. And like we've seen them now as their older selves, where they've done that Leave the Light On, and that one really cut deep. And I feel like this one is just a little bit back in the days. But it's a bit of nostalgia to it as well because it just reminds me of growing up and listening to this type of music. Love it.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the whole nostalgia thing. Do you know what, mate? I'm gonna say that Papa Roach is definitely one of the most underrated artists out there. Because other than the big songs, like this one, and fuck me,
Last Resort.
Last Resort, yeah, like a lot of people would struggle to name a lot of their songs, but everything that I have heard of Papa Roach, because I haven't heard probably all his whole album, it's absolutely gold. Yeah, it's absolutely like dynamite. It's absolutely fire. I love it. And it feels good coming back to this. And we're gonna hit the chorus now. Leader pulled the beautiful time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, a chorus.
You're making me insane. All I can say is I tear my heart open. I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I care too much. And our scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. I tried to help you once against my own advice. I saw you going down, but
Oh,
you
thank you.
never realized that you're drowning in the water. So I offered you my hand. Compassion's in my nature. Tonight is our last stand. I tear my heart open. I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I care too much.
Oh, Stan, I'm glad you actually brought me to this song, mate. I ain't gonna lie.
I know, do it though. It's weird though because I've never actually seen the music video to this one, so it is sort of like a new experience for me because I was too poor to afford like Kerrang and Scuzz and all the music channels they had on it, so or internet for that matter. 'Cause I grew up in Cornland, but so I tell you, it's like a new experience for me. I'll tell you something, mate. It's quite sad in a way, isn't it? Like, obviously, they're having like some marital problems. Like, his girlfriend's had a bit too much to drink, and she's falling all over the place, embarrassing her. And they're looking at her like, "Motherfucker, please." But I tell you something, mate. You like, I like the lyrics, mate. I love Papa Roach's lyrics because they are very sort of hit home. They are very directed. Like, you can see why they did so well because they do hit like the audience very well. There's a lot of relativity onto there, and yeah, I think that's great, Lee J. My English is shit, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to bear with that, eh? Steady and slowly but steady.
Yeah. I do go back to what Stan said about being underrated as well. I find that his voice is underrated, and within Papa Roach, I find like unless you're like a fan that knows Papa Roach and knows the artist, I feel like his voice is like very, very underrated. Like honestly, like when I ever talk about bands, or especially since we've been reacting and we talk about bands, like no one ever really mentions Papa Roach in the conversation about like male singers' voice. You know, we hear Ronnie Radke, etc., and all that stuff, but we just don't hear. I don't know his name. I honestly, I haven't heard about Roach since I was a kid, so like I don't even fucking know his name. But his voice is great. You know what I'm on about, the vocalist. But honestly, it is so underrated. He's got a very good tone that he can hold. It's very smooth when he needs it to be. You can hear the anguish when he pushes those boundaries. Really love it.
And my weakness is that I can't do much, and our scars remind us that the past is real.
So true.
Tear my heart open just to feel. I'm drunk and I'm feeling down, and I just wanna be alone. You shouldn't ever come around. Why don't you just go home? 'Cause you're drowning in the water, and I tried to grab your hand. I left my heart open, but you didn't understand. But you didn't understand.
See what I mean?
I can't help you fix yourself.
Again, love it. And I'm talking about the lyrics again, man. He just said something about scars, remind us about our past, sort of thing, you know, like remind us about it's real, it happened. And it's such a powerful message within those lyrics. Like Stan was saying, the lyrics are like underrated as well within their songs, 100%, because within that it's so true. You know, scars sometimes are seen as horrible things that we have in our body. That's is to remind us like how horrible things are, but it's also to remind us that they were real and that you have moved on and you've built stronger. You know, again, talking about the new song that we've seen with Papa Roach and Carrie Underwood, you know, it really shows how far they've come with the loss of like Chester Bennett and one of his friends, etc. And it's just the beauty in the voice as well, and I absolutely love it. And for me, this was like really probably the first ever type of social men's mental health discussion that they probably ever had, was people like Papa Roach who sort of said like, I open my heart to tear it out, sort of thing, or whatever he fucking says. Like, but it's very true, you know, like men struggle too, men have problems too, and people need to remember that. And it was at the time, it was people like Papa Roach who, you know, and sometimes is a bit whiny, but in Papa Roach's case, I don't think it was. I really think it was quite brave how they did it. It wasn't just sort of like everything's shit. It was like, I'm struggling with this. I loved her, and I've got scars, and I've built stronger, and I'm better, and I'm more resilient now, and I love that.
Yeah. God, Lee J, mate, that's something that comes with our age. Because, like, I remember listening to Papa Roach, you know, being as a teenager, going to house parties, having a drink and that. It was just like a fun tune. And, you know, you could sing along. I tear my heart, you know, sing along to it. It was just banging, you know, banging track. But now, with our age and our wisdom, or, you know, we become sort of advocates for men's mental health in our personal lives as well, that we do see that these artists were sort of like almost like the opening doors to spread awareness, and that you don't even realize it at the time. But so that's like something that's like, you know, you just got to give like that sort of newfound respect for, because you just didn't think of it back in the day. And I tell you something, mate, it's just an absolutely beautiful song, and it is flooding me back with so many memories. I love it. But click. Boop.
But at least I could say I tried. I'm sorry, but I gotta move on with my own life. I can't help you fix yourself, but at least I could say I tried. I'm sorry, but I gotta move on with my own life. I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut, and my weakness is that I can't do much. And our scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel. I tear my heart open, I sew myself shut. And my weakness is that I can't do much. And our scars remind us that the past is real. I tear my heart open just to feel.
And she came back
It's
the
worth
next
another.
day after burning his bloody. All right, go on, love.
Go on then.
She is sorry.
I love the scenery though, mate, because obviously this whole time you watch them in like some sort of burnt down wreck thing, and you didn't click on to why until you eventually realize it's the house she accidentally, the looks of it. It was because of the alcohol, because of the anger, knocked a candle on the floor and it burnt the house down. He's playing his music. He's with his mates the next day. She's walked back and he's gave her that look, as in like, that's it. I'm done. Unless you want a cookie. But I tell you what, mate, I absolutely really did enjoy it. Like, consider it's the first time I've really heard of it. Maybe in the background somewhere, but I've never really like sat there and focused on the song. Beautiful lyrics, great voice, great. Like the whole band was doing exactly what you expect them to do, is just fire at all angles. And I love the music video as well. It just really shone through exactly what I was expecting from Papa Roach. So thanks, Stan, for showing me this. And ladies and gentlemen, if you loved that, then thank you as well.
Oh, thank you. I thank you as well, EJ. I tell you
Thank you.
something. Absolute beautiful piece. I mean, it was fun to go back. First time I seen the music video, didn't click on it. Now you sort of know like the sort of inner meaning behind it, like because you know it was obviously about him caring too much about drinking problems and that, all like tearing his heart. But you know it's about a girl anyway, girl problems. But it's nice to get like the definitive story. But yeah, absolutely love going back to these sort of old school classics, mate. But yeah, absolutely loved it. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this reaction/review, then make sure you hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscription, and ring the notification bell as well for highly reactive reactions. And thank you as well for giving us so much of your time. It's been a pleasure.
Egg, exactly, ladies and gentlemen. That is not egg, that's X. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, hashtag Papa Roach down in the comments. Support this artist. Give us some recommendations as well if you have the time. And of course, leave some comments of what you felt like when you listened to this. Is this like the first time? Have you listened to it recently? What's your story of Papa Roach? And we'll see you soon. I'm sure we're highly reactive.
But you are highly amazing.